A recommendation to change how a metropolitan area is designated could affect Joplin's ability to receive federal grants.
President Biden signs his American Rescue Plan. I'm Skylar Henry in Washington with a look at what's in the bill ahead of the president's primetime address to the nation tonight.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin area could lose its designation as a metropolitan area. This is KOAM News at 5. A legislative review committee recommends that the U.S. Office of Management and Budget change the classification for metropolitan areas. The change would require the population for a core city to be above 100,000 instead of 50,000 as it's been for 70 years. That would change 144 cities, including Joplin, from metropolitan areas to micropolitan areas, something that local officials feel could impact the city negatively.
The key difference that we've learned over the last few weeks, and we've been meeting with other similar situated small MSAs, is the impact it would have on our city and actually nonprofits when they apply for federal grants.
We're going to hear from a few nonprofits tonight at 6. The Lawrence County, Missouri Sheriff's Office is asking for help identifying the body of a woman hit and killed by oncoming traffic on I-44. Sheriff's Office released photos of tattoos on the woman's body, hoping someone might recognize them to help identify her. Authorities say the woman was killed on March 6th when she ran into traffic and was hit by a vehicle. Authorities also say she was 18 to 24 years old and between 5'2" and 5'4" tall, with blonde or strawberry hair and gray or blue eyes. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office. Doug Heddy joins us as expected. It's wet out there, and I guess a lot more rain potentially is on the way, Doug.
Yeah, and it's much colder as well. Most of us throughout the day have been sitting into the upper 40s as we had that cold front that rolled through early this morning with those showers and thunderstorms that have been really rolling through most of the day. But you can see now we have the northerly winds, and the front's going to kind of stall just to our south. And because we're right on the north side, we're going to continue to get moisture pumping in as these waves kind of override that front over the next few days. Right now, the heaviest rain is pushing out of here, so we just have some light little showers. And it's actually going to be fairly calm as we go through the evening hours, but it's late tonight. The rain really starts to increase again. We're still going to have some scattered showers throughout the evening hours, but after about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it really increases, some heavy amounts of rain working right back in. So we're going to cover all those details here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doug. The Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas is offering on-site COVID-19 vaccination clinics for businesses with more than 20 employees. The center recommends businesses set up a break room or open area that can be used as a vaccination site. They also say vaccine recipients should have a 15-minute observation period after the dose before returning to work.
We are offering those businesses that have 20 or more participants will go to the business and provide the vaccine on site. Those businesses with less than 25, if they want to send us their employees and their phone number, we will call the employees and get them scheduled at one of our clinics individually.
Any questions?
Eligible businesses that want to set up a clinic should contact the health center. President Biden this afternoon signed the nearly $2 trillion coronavirus relief bill he championed. It comes ahead of his primetime address to mark 1 year since COVID-19 was declared a worldwide pandemic. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
Thank you for being here.
In his first legislative victory in office, President Biden signed the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill Thursday, delivering financial help to millions of Americans.
This historic legislation is about rebuilding the backbone of this country.
The legislation provides $1,400 checks to millions, billions for vaccinations and school reopening efforts, while increasing the child tax credit and lowering Obamacare insurance premiums. It will also extend weekly federal unemployment benefits to the fall.
People can expect to start seeing direct deposits hit their bank accounts as early as this weekend.
Republican lawmakers criticize the plan as partisan.
It includes hundreds of billions in state bailouts.
The bill signing comes ahead of the president's first primetime address in office. He'll mark the 1-year anniversary of the coronavirus pandemic, which has claimed the lives of nearly 530,000 Americans, sickened many others, and caused economic hardship for millions more.
What I'm talking about tonight is the impact on the virus and how we're going to end this pandemic.
On Capitol Hill, the U.S. House of Representatives chaplain offered a prayer to mark the somber anniversary.
Holy God, a year ago, normal was turned on its head. Our whole lives have been tragically upended, and our sense of health and welfare forever threatened.
A new poll finds about 1 in 5 Americans say they lost a relative or close friend to the virus. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The results of that AP NORC poll revealed racial disparities. 30% of African Americans and Hispanics had someone close to them die from COVID-19, compared to 15% of white people surveyed. The new director of the World Trade Organization is the first woman and first African to hold the position. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is an economist and former Nigerian finance minister. Her first priorities, she says, are vaccine distribution and addressing international disputes concerning sustainable fishing. Still ahead, how the newly signed pandemic relief bill could help families struggling to make ends meet. And next in Health Watch, research shows regular exercise can help lower your chances of developing cancer and help with the recovery process. Moderna is testing its potential COVID-19 vaccine boosters for protection from emerging virus variants. Though the Moderna vaccine was shown to provide protection against virus variants, it did show a 6-fold decrease in the antibody response against the South African variant. The vaccine maker announced yesterday that part of its phase 2 study has begun. People previously infected with COVID-19 may not need 2 doses of the vaccine after all. Researchers at Mount Sinai Hospital found 1 shot helped those with pre-existing immunity generate a similar immune response to unaffected people who received 2 doses. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will not be issuing updated travel guidance just yet. The agency says it'll come once more people are vaccinated against the coronavirus. Right now, only 10% of Americans have received a vaccine. The CDC recommends that people avoid air travel if they can. Researchers credit regular exercise with preventing a number of diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, dementia, depression, anxiety, even cancer. Being physically fit can also make the cancer battle and recovery a little easier. 75-year-old Linda Johnson admits she doesn't love to exercise, but she started working out 17 years ago to keep up with her grandkids. According to her doctors, Linda's years of fitness helped her bounce back in 2018 from lung cancer treatment.
All of them told me that because of my physical condition, that I was going to tolerate the surgery so much better, and that if I resumed my exercise, that my recovery would be so much better.
She was practicing preventative care and taking really good care of herself. You're using your arms. 8, it's cheating. Keep your shoulders back.
Nicole has been her mother's fitness partner, trainer, and cheerleader. Who better than this nationally recognized research scientist and current president of the American College of Sports Medicine? For patients fighting and recovering from cancer, the ACSM has issued specific guidelines from exercise oncology experts. To improve cancer fatigue, 30 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise and 2 sets of resistance training twice a week. To relieve anxiety and depression, experts prescribe 20 to 40 minutes of moderate to vigorous aerobic exercise. Think fast walking or jogging, plus 2 sets of resistance exercise. Linda finished her chemotherapy in May of 2019 and started working out again in July.
And I was walking 4 and 5 miles, within 6 weeks.
The prescription for cancer prevention, research suggests that a minimum of 150 minutes of moderate activity per week can help prevent 7 common cancers, including bladder, breast, colon, endometrial, esophageal, kidney, and stomach cancers. A new study in the journal Neurology highlights yet another reason to eat plant-based foods. Harvard researchers say diets rich in greens, whole grains, and beans may help reduce stroke risk by up to 10% compared to people with lower quality diets. Doug Heddy's up next with his complete forecast. And a little bit later, the Treasury Department says the nation's budget deficit hit a record high in February.
Well, it's definitely turned out to be a much colder day for us today. Not as windy, which is good, but the on and off rain, showers and thunderstorms last night, and then through the morning hours for us today. It's been tapering off just a bit over the past couple hours. But look at our temps. Most of us upper 40s to near 50 degrees. So it's significantly cooler than what we have seen all week long as our front dropped through during the morning hours. So the front is now kind of stalled in northwestern parts of Arkansas, but it's going to lift back toward the north and kind of hang out on top of us as we go through the next couple days, really. Cloudy skies, still a few showers out there, 48 east, northeasterly winds at about 10, and of course our humidity is high at 86%. Temperature is pretty steady through the evening hours. In fact, we may even rise a bit as we head toward dawn to near 50 degrees, but definitely chilly across the region. Look at all the scattered showers, even some random thunder showers throughout the afternoon hours. The heaviest now has been pushing off toward the east. In fact, if we zoom in through most of the metro area from Pittsburgh, Joplin, Miami, Neosho to Carthage, just a few light little showers on the south side of the city. All the heaviest rain is now off toward the east. I actually think our evening and overnight hours is not going to have a whole bunch of action. We're going to have these random showers, but it will really start to pick up again as we go into the morning hours tomorrow due to, you can see a little wave down toward El Paso, Texas, and then also kicking out through Arizona. So that's going to increase the moisture once again right back in our neck of the woods. Through the evening hours, we'll have some spotty little showers out there, some hit and miss, maybe a random thunder shower, but nothing really too organized. After midnight, showers, even a few thunderstorms, will start to organize in our southern counties and then kind of works right back in by early morning. So after about 6 a.m., it's really going to uptick across the region. Periods of showers, thunderstorms through the morning hours, and then again, all afternoon, just periods of showers and thunderstorms. But temperatures a little bit warmer tomorrow compared to what we had today. Starting at about 50, 54 by noon, high temp right around 56. But we're going to have those periods of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Showers, thunderstorms, periods of them continue tomorrow night into Saturday morning. I think most of the rain on Saturday is going to be in the morning, and then we kind of dry out a bit during the afternoon, which isn't going to be bad as we shoot up into lower 60s, and then it moves right back in. Late Saturday night into Sunday morning as the main wave of this storm system starts to push in our direction. So a lot of action, at least over the next couple days. 56 tomorrow, 62 Saturday, 62 on Sunday. Other big aspect to this storm system is rainfall amounts. We've already picked up a lot of areas, about an inch of rain today. Additional rain through tomorrow night, 1 to 2 inches. And then as we head into Saturday and Sunday, a lot of areas are going to pick up an additional 2 to 4 inches of rain. And that's why we have a flash flood watch in effect all the way through the weekend. Some leftover showers on Monday. Tuesday looks good. Thunderstorms right back in by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So very wet.
I guess so. It's going to accumulate substantially in the coming days.
Yeah, it really will.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, don't forget you can be the first to know about today's weather with KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. Available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up, a child tax credit in the new COVID relief bill could help millions of low-income parents. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Darrell Finley served in the U.S. Air Force during the Korean War. The Chanute, Kansas native was stationed in Japan, and we salute Staff Sergeant Darrell Finley, a four-state hero. To learn about lots of other heroes from across the area or to submit a hero of your own anytime, you just go to our website. You see it there, KOAMnewsnow.com. The bleeding on the nation's balance sheet shot up to a record high in February. According to the Treasury Department, the U.S. deficit soared to $311 billion last month. That's up from $76 billion in the same time a year ago. But the increase comes as the government continues to boost spending in a bid to battle back against the ongoing pandemic. Fewer Americans signed up for unemployment benefits last week. According to the Labor Department, 712,000 people filed for weekly jobless claims. That was better than expected. The new child tax credit in the latest coronavirus economic relief plan just passed by Congress, signed by the president, will provide extra money to most American families. But experts believe it could potentially have a profound effect on poverty in this country. Reporter Natalie Brand explains.
Yeah, she just turned 1 today. Isabel Sierra and her husband have 4 children and have struggled to make ends meet during the pandemic.
Yes, very hard. Very hard.
The motion is adopted.
Millions of parents are about to get more money after the new COVID relief bill is signed into law. Individuals making up to $75,000 and couples earning $150,000 will receive $3,600 per child under the age of 6 and up to $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17, an increase from the previous $2,000. There's also a unique change for parents like Sierra. She previously did not make enough to receive a child tax credit.
I didn't qualify.
The new benefit does not require parents have a job or earn a minimum income.
It's the biggest single action toward reducing poverty that's been taken in a long time.
Elaine Mogg from the Urban Institute is among the experts who believe the new money could help lift at least 4 million children out of poverty. The legislation aims for payments to be made monthly and start this summer. But right now, the measure only lasts a year.
What happens after that? It's unclear. We do have a history of it being very difficult to take away benefits in the tax system once we have them there.
Democrats are expected to push to make the credit permanent, while Republicans are offering their own proposals. The payments could add up to more than $13,000 for Sierra on top of the new stimulus check.
It'll help out a lot. Get them clothes, get them whatever they need, save money for the future.
She says it could also help her afford child care so she can work more. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The world's largest movie chain lost nearly $4.6 billion last year. AMC had to temporarily shutter all of its roughly 1,000 locations for months on end due to the pandemic. It has since reopened most of its domestic locations, but only a fraction of its overseas theaters. And in its latest quarter, revenue tumbled 88% as it tries to claw back. Parler will not be allowed to return to Apple's App Store, dealing a huge blow to the right-leaning social media network. Apple denied Parler's application, saying its platform has not adequately addressed problems with objectionable content. Apple first booted Parler from its App Store in January after the deadly siege on the U.S. Capitol. Final check of the forecast next. CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear from some Joplin-based nonprofits that could be affected if the city loses its metropolitan area status. Plus, Oklahoma's governor says he's signing an executive order removing the state's remaining pandemic restrictions. And crews in Joplin work to restore the butterfly mural at Mercy Park commemorating the lives lost during the 2011 tornado. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The Smithsonian's National Museum of American History is collecting items connected to the first known doses of the COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S. An intensive care nurse in New York named Sandra Lindsay was the first person known to receive the vaccine in the United States. Her employer, Northwell Health, donated Lindsay's vaccination record, card, scrubs, and hospital identification badge to the Smithsonian for the museum exhibit. Northwell also donated the empty Pfizer BioNTech vial that contained the first doses of approved vaccine dispensed in the U.S. Won't it be nice when this pandemic is just something in museums and not the current reality? Doug Heddy, it's wet out there and it's kind of chilly.
It is. We're going to stay chilly tonight. We're going to kind of hold into the upper 40s for overnight lows. We're still going to have on and off scattered little thunder showers, mainly in our southern counties. I'm not worried about any severe weather tonight, tomorrow, or really Saturday, maybe creeping back in a little bit on Sunday. But look at the thunderstorm chances sticking around all the way into and through the weekend.
We'll see you at 6. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.